Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, welcome, welcome to the Knicks Vibes. And you vibing with the best. Maybe not the best, but it sounds good, don't it? I am your host, Young, Bo, Easy. Thank you for tuning in to today's show, man. We just finished up Summer League game number 2 against the Portland Trail Blazers. Later than I expected to be recording this, but nonetheless, I'm going to be delivering it to you. And I'm very, very happy about it. We coming off another W, and you know how much we like them W's on this side, especially for our young fellas. All right, so before we start off the show, I want to say like, comment, subscribe, share with your peoples, whether you're a first-time listener or you returning to the show. And if you are returning to the show, I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you very, very much. I hope you continue to enjoy the show. I hope y'all like the rebrand. All right, went from Knicks and Dimes to now the Knicks Vibes to be a little more politically correct for the masses. Not them masses, but the masses. All right? Now, let's get into it, man. Got this W 69-101 against the Portland Trailblazers. Before this game even started, I was talking basketball with the fam, and I already called that we was going to win this game by 20 points. That I already knew. Just looking at the roster and seeing our depth and how our team came off that first victory and just the energy and the depth, like I said before, and our style of play at the end of the day, how we do it on both ends of the court, I knew we was going to win this game by 20. Now, if you would have told me we would have these dudes by a 30 piece, I'd be like, I don't know, man. At the end of the day, it's a lot of hungry dudes on the other side, too, just trying to get a roster spot and just trying to prove themselves. But 69-101 is definitely something I like. We keeping them way under 90 points, and we scoring over 100. I like that. I like that a lot. All right? You already know, Summer League, we're here to cover our young guys, and there's definitely eyes on a certain group of guys. And right now, we're going to start off with Miles McBride and Quentin Grimes, who are below me at this moment. Miles McBride, man, at first, the last game, which was our first game of the Summer League tournament or whatever you would like to call it, I was thinking I saw a little hitch in his jump shot or whatnot, like well, not a hitch, but it just looked funny. Like it wasn't the jump shot I remember Miles having. But man, the jump shot is going in right now, and he looks very, very comfortable. Right. Um, Another 14 points for Miles, along with 3 rebounds, 6 assists, and 3 steals. Miles looks very, very, very good out there. All right, very good out there. Looks comfortable. Um, his only flaw is he cannot take people off the dribble. He can't beat people off the dribble 1-on-1. And if you're going to be a guard, whether a 1 or 2, you got to be able to get by people at a certain point. He got to learn how to work them angles and use his speed. He's not the quickest. He's not the quickest twitch guy, and I mean to get by people and all that stuff. So that's working against him. But at the same time, you got to be able to work these angles and just get the footwork going and get a step on people at the same time. So that's something he's definitely got to develop on, especially if he wants to rise up in his depth chart. There's a lot of people over him. Jalen Brunson just coming in adds another. So we got Jalen Brunson, we got Quickly, we got Derrick Rose who's still here, and everybody's expecting Derrick Rose to get burned. Nobody knows exactly what the lineups are going to be like for starting, and there is no definite starting lineup at this moment. So that is definitely going to be interesting to see how that plays out. But as far as Miles go, I like what I'm seeing. I do feel like it's definitely progress from last season. He just has to learn how to start beating people off the dribble. But once he gets those screens, when he gets those screens, he's able to work. He's able to work. I love how he operates on that ball screen and all that stuff, and the pick and roll and how he opens people up. I think he's good. I definitely see progress from Miles. So hey, not too too much bad things to say about him right now. And when we're winning, it's just hard to really really see what the flaws are. Uh, but that's something I'll be getting into moving further. Next, we got my man Quentin Grimes, who came off a 24-point game performance the last time. And what did he do the second time around? 24 points once more on much better shooting, uh, which is what we wanted to see. I was saying we was able to get a 20-point lead with him shooting poorly, and I don't have the field goal attempts and makes to attempts right now, but 24 points on good shooting, and he only did it in 3 quarters. Uh, what more could you ask for? You know what I'm saying, and then we get another blowout win. That just shows you, man. Like we probably should have won by more points against the Warriors, but nonetheless, a dub is a dub. That's just what I was just trying to explain and get across. We was able to get that 20-plus point lead with him shooting badly. Today he shoots good. We still on that same type of pace. All right, I like that. These two Grimes, man, he's looking so much better handle wise. The handle looks tighter. You know, he's not perfect. He's not point guard with it just yet, and I'm not expecting him to go out there and be Chris Paul. But when you out here dishing out 4 assists and 8 assists the last game, he's looking good. He had one pass behind the back, man, and then he got another one which we definitely going to be speaking on a little bit, man. But his passing ability is definitely something that's uh, starting to have our eyes pop right now, and I'm loving it every single minute of it, especially because they're gonna be running him off that 3-point line. So you know what I'm saying, when I don't care who you are, teams run you off that 3-point line and you're able to get into the paint, you're gonna get their attention. People are gonna collapse. So when they're collapsing on you, if you know how to kick it out, or get some intricate passes to your big man, or whatever the case is, or whoever it is that's cutting to the basket, you're going to draw eyes. So this is the type of stuff you want to see from Grimes. We want to see him get run off the 3-point line and go for the pull-up jumper, like I said before, or start distributing. And he's showing much, much progress. So I love the way that's going on right now. But Grimes being our leading scorer for 2 games in a row is a good sign. He came out and said he wanted to dominate. And though, some people might look at dominating like 40 points and all that stuff, but he's here to prove a point as far as like, I deserve a roster spot, and my roster spot deserves to be definite. So a lot of people are looking at him as to be that starting 2 guard, because we scared to put Brunson and Fournier in that backcourt, because it's going to hurt us on defense. It's going to hurt us really, really badly on defense. Brunson's effort is there. It's just he's a height mismatch against probably at this point 70% of the league as far as height goes. So, but he's strong and all that stuff, and it makes up for it. But no matter what, if you put Fournier there, that backcourt just doesn't complement each other. So Grimes is somebody that everybody is looking at, like, can we trust him to plug him in there at that 2 spot, so he can play defense and help, have that help defense that you've been seeing in summer league and that you've been seeing last season. Helping weak side or whatever the case is, man to man, how he played like guys like Trae Young and gave them a hard time. So these are the type of things that we want to see. So I wouldn't be surprised if Grimes starts off the season as our starting 2 guard. But time will tell, man. But the way he's going, the trajectory right now, as far as how the whole team is playing, and he's letting the game come to him now. He let the game come to him today. He didn't rush anything. He was just going in the flow. And 24 points in 3 quarters, you can't ask for more, man. All right? But like I said, although they had the most points on the team, Jericho Sims is on another level. Jericho Sims today had 11, 10, and 3, and great rim protection. No blocks, but he had great rim protection. Also played 3 quarters. The stats don't pop out nothing too crazy. He had 16 and 10, now 11 and 10, so 2 double-doubles. He's being consistent there. But today he was able to drop 3 dimes with it. The things you see from Jericho just shows so much potential. It's scary. And to know that we got him at the 58th pick, it's not bad in the slightest. It's great. So he's getting boards and he's pushing the ball up, and the handle looks tight. So I'm thinking we could trust Jericho to get a board now and everybody runs, and he's the one bringing the ball up, kind of like Randall does. Like when you got a big bringing the ball up, and he's able to push the pace and all that stuff. I'm not saying I want him dribbling in between traffic, but if the defense is going back and everybody's running and discombobulated, and somebody's bringing the ball up that's a big man, their big man got to come out. So it just sets a lot of things up, and there's no rim protection half of the time. It's just a beautiful positive that you can add to his game, and that complements our game as a whole. So not only that, man, we know he's the 45-inch vertical. He's just an animal. He's perimeter defense is solid. Today he bricked on them free throws. We said we was going to evaluate when he had more free throws. He was 1 for 5. So we still got to work in that area, but the potential is just remarkable. And I don't worry too much about him getting playing time. Mitch, from history, shows that he cannot stay on the court. So I don't worry about Jericho Sims really getting minutes. It's not. I would assume Isaiah Hartenstein, since they brought him in, is probably the second string. A lot of people are looking at Jericho like that third string, but that doesn't even worry me. To have him as a third string, it's ridiculous. Honestly, I feel like he's definitely solid. He's ready to play. Though this is summer league, but he's been proving it. Even when he played, when KD was hot, they was bringing him out on the perimeter, and KD was able to slow down a little bit, and we was able to make it more of a game. You know what I'm saying? And then playing against Joel Embiid, he had a great showing and all that stuff in the minutes that he played against Embiid. So you see a lot of positives from Sims, and a part of me is looking like if that injury history with Mitch continues, I would say that's easily, if we could work out a trade moving forward. I love Mitch and all that stuff, but to lose Mitch and have Sims, it's not something that I don't feel like that's a big drop. That's all I'm saying. All right, but Jericho Sims, man, he's really, really playing good right now. 11, 10, and 3, like I said. Great rim protection. And I'm really, really looking forward to the season. I'm not scared at all about his minutes. I know he's going to get on the court because sometimes it's about matchups. And seeing as he could guard the perimeter probably the best as far as the center position goes, I'm not worried about him because he's going to go out there, he's going to play his game, and every time he goes out there, he's going to give it 100%. Is it always going to come out to 11, 10, and 3 or 16 and 10? Probably not. But at the end of the day, we just love effort. You already know what it is with the Knicks. If you're a true Knicks fan, you putting out that effort, we love you. That's it. Like, we just want the effort. And Jericho Sims is going to give us that. All right? Moving on. This defense is still swarming relentlessly. You know what I'm saying? 69 to 101, there's some defense being played. I don't care if it's regular season basketball, playoff, summer league, high school. There's some defense being played. You know what I'm saying? So this is a trend that I'm hoping keeps up. And last game, I was also saying for the other side of the ball that I wanted an offensive-minded coach to be on our staff. Somebody that could really help us. So when people like a Grimes and Fournier, or maybe an RJ or Brunson, or whoever gets hot, we got set plays to run for these people and all that stuff, because I don't feel like we got too many offensive sets that could bail us out and stop us from taking tough, isolated shots. You know what I'm saying? You got to run plays and get people open sometimes. It's the best type of offense that there is. I don't care what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody has that blessing to have a KD who could just clear the floor out, and then it's almost a guaranteed bucket 50% of the time. So my thing is, that's what we need. But today it seems like with another practice under their belt, there was definitely some offensive sets being ran, and I definitely love the look of it. The ball was moving. Last game we had 24 assists. I'm not too sure how many assists we had this time around as a team, but the ball was moving nonetheless, and that's what we like to see. We had one play where, and this also is where I'm saying Grimes is elevating his game, but also it's just a whole team thing. The ball started in the corner on this play to start the third quarter. McBride has it, and I love that all three of our great players touched it. As far as the young guys go on this squad, and then Grimes comes in off a curl, catches the pass, and as he's cutting in, Jericho Sims is following. Let me paint the picture for you. Then he goes up, dishes it behind him, and then Jericho Sims just go up for the athletic two-hand tomahawk. Man, not only does it complement Jericho Sims' ability to just run to the basket and be that athletic guy that we need, like rim runner and all that stuff. It complements Grimes' passing, and it complements what happens when the ball is moving. Set plays. That was a set play, and it worked to perfection. And nonetheless, it was to start the third quarter. So you already know it was one of those plays. It's like coming out of a timeout. Got a set play for you, but this was coming off to start the third quarter. First play of the third quarter, we got the crowd jumping. Grimes behind the back pass, two-hand slam. So this is what I want to see, and I wanted to go to the main team. I wanted to be on that main Knicks roster. So regular season comes about, we're not just doing a little screen and roll trying to force Fournier open. You know what I'm saying? So it got to be set plays for everybody. Everybody can legit score 20 points on this squad. Mitch can go for 20 or for offensive boards and alley-oops. Is that common? No, but it can happen. I believe he's definitely scored 20 points before. Julius Randle can easily get 20 points. RJ Barrett can get 20 points. If it's Grimes or Fournier, we know they can get 20 points. Jalen Brunson can get 20 points. So you need set plays to get your people open. Because at any given night, anybody could be getting buckets. So we got to get these guys looks. That's really, really what I want to see. All right, so moving on. Trevor Keels, Gene Montero look good as far as the other guys. Farron Hunt is still putting in that great effort. I think as far as Gene Montero goes, he was somebody I was really, really impressed with today because he looked much more comfortable. I feel like once he got that game under his belt and he got the nerves out, he was attacking the basket and things of that nature. So all these guys really, really look good. Like we're going to get into some stats. Quentin Grimes shot 50% today. As he got those 24 points. Farron Hunt didn't really go too nuts, but the energy is still there, as I said. You know what I'm saying? But he only had 5 points. Trevor Keels looked more comfortable, although it only resulted in 5 points. He's still missing some shots, but he looked more comfortable, and that's just it's gonna come. He's a project at the end of the day.
Sorry, could you say that again? Sorry.
Apologize, Siri is going nuts over here. Gene Montero shot 50%, 4 for 8. 9 points. You know what I'm saying? So people are looking more comfortable, and Daquan Jeffries is 2 games in a row. I mean, doing his thing out there, 24 minutes. All these main guys only really play, 3 quarters. The only person who played more than 3 quarters really is Miles McBride, who had 31. Oh, not even. He played just 3 quarters himself. But Daquan Jeffries, 13 points tonight as well. And you got to see more other guys because we had such a blowout, such as the MJ Walkers, who I thought we would see a lot of from last game. But Gene Montero, like I was saying, he shot 50%, 4 for 8, 9 points. I think he's the person that might take Rokas Jokubitis' spot. I feel like he's a little more intentional and purposeful as far as both sides of the ball. He looks really, really aggressive on defense, though he's shorter than your average guard and all that stuff. It's nothing we ain't seen before, but at the same time, energy speaks a lot. You know what I'm saying? It's like a Jose Alvarado, and I see that kind of potential from him as far as like energy goes. So he was attacking the basket and just being real energetic, getting shots off, and not being shy about it. And then playing defense as well. So that's all we could really ask for. I do see some potential here. It's just that height is going to be working against him. As you know, the NBA is a game where it's a lot of big guys, and even your guard position is getting bigger as the years go on. But next game, we got the Portland Trail Blazers. Definitely a better team than we just played. This is somewhat close to probably the Golden State Warriors. They got a little bit more talent. They drafted Shaden Sharp, the mystery man of the draft. It was the number one player coming out of high school and all that stuff. Very, very uh, well touted and all that stuff, but wasn't able to really see him uh, as when college went on, because once he came back from, like, I believe what was an injury, it was just no point. They wanted to keep him healthy and keep his stock where it was at, and he dropped a little bit from where I thought if he played throughout that full season he would have been, but ended up falling to the I believe seventh pick to the Portland Trailblazers, and but he's only had one bucket throughout this whole summer league in two games that they played. So we'll see if he plays a lot of minutes in this game coming up. I still feel like this is a win, but they got much more talent. They got dudes such as Trendon Watford, Greg Brown III, Keon Johnson, Luka Garza, and some more. So, hey, I'm looking forward to that game. I do think this is still a W. I feel like this team could definitely compete. I think we up there with the Orlando Magic and all that stuff. So they saying the top two teams are the ones that's going to be competing for that chip, I believe. And I think we in that conversation. I would definitely like for these young guys to, if we can't win the chip, definitely be in that conversation for competing for it. Because I think our young guys deserve some respect. I think they go under the radar. Quentin Grimes is really slept on. Miles McBride has a lot of potential. I think it's just where he is on the depth chart. On our squad, if he was on another squad, maybe he'd be benefiting a little more. And Jericho Sims, man, we got ourselves a diamond from the second round once more. You know what I'm saying? One time with Mitch, we did that. And now we got Jericho Sims. So we keep drafting well. Uh, but we'll see what's up after the next game. That Portland Trailblazers game is a late game, 11 p.m. Eastern time. So I'll be watching that game. And maybe I'll do it in the morning or right after, but nonetheless, you'll be getting that show. Uh, but I hope you enjoyed this episode right here after uh, for my analysis on the second game of the Summer League. You already know how we rocking, man. I'm your host, Young Bo Weezy. You've been tuned into the Knicks Vibes. Love, gratitude, positive attitude, and I'll catch you on the next one.